Today, we will continue exploring the three principles of sacred music given to us from Pope St. Pius X. In our last video, we discussed the first principle, sacredness or holiness. As we came to understand this principle, something is holy when it is set apart for use in the liturgy. But this left us with some questions. Namely, can true sacred music have a distinct sound or style? Or is it more a matter of taste, as long as the words are of a religious nature? This leads us to the second principle, goodness of form, or beauty. Here we are talking about true objective beauty, not taste or feeling, which are subjective. Beauty can be used to describe attractiveness or something which is pleasing to the eye or ear. It can be used to describe mere superficial qualities, things which are nice or pretty. But true beauty, this goodness of form, is a deep and profound intrinsic self-fulfillment of purpose. To paraphrase the adage, true beauty is an object becoming the best version of itself. Let's look at our previous example, the chalice. In order for a cup to be a chalice, it has to be designed in a certain way, as laid out by the Church in her rubrics. Certain materials must be used or not used, and it must, look like a chalice and not a red Solo cup. We cannot just take an ordinary cup and call it a chalice. By its design and its use of being a chalice for the purpose of holding the blood of Christ at Mass, it attains goodness of form. By being what it is, its form, it has fulfilled its purpose in a good and pleasing way. Now it can be unremarkably plain or highly ornate with inlays and fancy designs. But both versions, because of their innate goodness of form, their design of being a chalice, are beautiful, even though individuals might differ in their opinion of which is prettier. So then, what is the purpose of music, which the Church desires in celebrating liturgy? As we learned in the earlier video, St. Pius tells us, he says, "Sacred music's principal office is to clothe with suitable melody the liturgical text, proposed for the understanding of the faithful. Its proper aim is to add greater efficacy to the text, in order that through it the faithful may be the more easily moved to devotion and better disposed for the reception of the fruits of grace belonging to the celebration of the most holy mysteries." So, if the Church desires that sacred music is to clothe with suitable melody the liturgical text, then it must have goodness of form. Anything less could not support the immense solemnity of the liturgical texts. We are even reminded of this from the U.S. bishops who tell us, and I'm paraphrasing, that admitting to the liturgy cheap, trite, and banal music, the musical cliché is to denigrate the liturgy. You see, beauty, true beauty, goodness of form is not an opinion. It is not subjective, but rather it is objective. It is something which has underlying appeal to all who experience it, even if that appeal is not realized by the individual. Approaching this from another direction, we can say that if something has goodness of form, its design or its shape, its purpose, its form is good. But also, because it forms us in goodness in experiencing it, likewise it attains goodness of form. This formation of us in an experience, like hearing sacred music, may not be immediately apparent, but it nonetheless has an impact on our soul because it comes from the ultimate and perfect good, God the Father. And this leads us to the final principle of Pope St. Pius X, universality. We will discuss that one next time and see how it supports the first two.